Hey there, and welcome to I Reckon I'll Read It, the podcast where two Okie gals talk books, share recs, and don't hold back on their mighty big opinions. I'm Beccah.
And I'm Summer. We're so glad you're here. Go ahead and grab some sweet tea, get cozy, and get ready for some good old-fashioned book talk.
We've got a whole heap of books to talk about, and we reckon you're going to want to stick around.
Hey, Beccah.
Hi, Summer.
Episode 6.
Do you feel like we've been doing this forever, and then you realize it's only been 6, and you're kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like, we've been talking about books for years now, so
when it's like only 6, I'm like, oh, is that really all we've done?
Yeah, only 6 episodes.
Because I feel like it should be like 106.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, it will be.
It will be.
It will be. I speak it into existence.
I like it. So what's been going on? Tell me something bookish.
Okay, something bookish. We went on a book retreat.
We went on a book retreat. What is a book retreat?
Retreat of books. I'm just kidding.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So basically we went with a bunch of girls to a cabin.
From our book club.
Mm-hmm. And we spent the weekend reading books, talking about books, opening bookish gifts.
Mm-hmm. Playing bookish games.
Mm-hmm. Eating lots of food.
Good food.
Good naps.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a nap. But
hiking. We did take some like audiobook walks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The hikers definitely wore themselves out day one, though. So that's why there were lots of good naps.
Lots of napping and eating.
Yeah. The opening hike was a little intense for...
We bit off a bit more than we could chew.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys could all chew on it. That's a weird way to say that. But it was just strenuous. So it was like everyone was tired.
Yeah. For people that are local, we went down to Medicine Park, which is the cabin that we rented. And so the very first morning of our book retreat, we decided we were going to go hike up Mount Scott. And we did. We walked about 2.5 miles up a mountain.
And it's like pretty straight up. I mean, it's...
And then back down the mountain. And so it was a lot.
Yeah. I mean, like for hikers, it was like 5 or 6 miles. But still, it was just like the incline.
Steady incline.
Yeah.
And it didn't even feel too bad in the moment, but I was sore for days.
So I walked up half of it, not because I was like, oh, I can't do it, but I stopped halfway and sat on a rock. And this is very Jane Austen of me. I sat on a rock and journaled and wrote and drew.
Had her sketchbook.
Had my sketchbook. And then I waited for them to all come back down because I had zero interest of like conquering Mount Scott. So I was just like, yeah, I'm rather just go be with a rock. And so I just hung out with the rocks.
What are men to rocks? And
that's why I said it was my Jane Austen moment. Thank you for getting that reference. What are men compared to rocks and mountains? Is that what it is? Rocks and mountains?
Something like that.
So anyways, what are book retreats compared to rocks and mountains? Yeah.
I like it. No, we had a great time.
We did. It was really good. Why we were on book retreat though, guys, we got like our first I don't want to say fan gift because we were so cool. But one of the girls that came on our retreat bought us a podcast gift.
Yeah.
And it's really cute. She got us these like mugs that say "Let's Go Girls" and it has like a little cowboy boot on it.
So cute. It's so sweet. She saw that and was like, oh yeah, this gives I Reckon I'll Read It vibes.
Yes, I think it's so cute. And your mom got us a
My
podcast.
mom also got us a podcast gift. It's a little pillow that says yeehaw.
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 We're just so country.
I reckon I'll read it.
So that was kind of fun. We got like little podcast gifts that people thought
listening.
of our podcast.
It's very sweet.
It's very sweet.
Okay, Beccah, I have a spur of the moment question for you.
I'm scared.
Are you ready?
No.
Do you have any bookish confessions that you would like to make? Could go any direction you choose.
Okay. So what are we thinking? Let's see. What kind of bookish confessions? Okay. This one might be a little silly, but it is definitely a confession. Sometimes I have mighty big opinions about books that I don't actually really care that much about. Like I just want to take a stance on a book and argue it and have opinions about it, but I could really care less. And sometimes I don't even agree with what I'm saying.
You just want to be a contrarian?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have witnessed this actually in book clubs. So throwback to your current read a few episodes ago when we were talking about Passing by Nella Larson.
That's a great example because yes.
We ended up going to that classics book club at Second Story Books here in Oklahoma City, which lasted how long?
Oh, we were there. So like some people left at the normal time, like an hour and a half, 2 hours in, but like some of us stayed for like 4 hours talking about this book.
Discussing, which was honestly so fun because I went into that discussion thinking I knew what had happened in that book. Mm-hmm. And then I realized that everyone had a different version. Now,
I still stand to that was real. My opinion is still real at the end of that. But
you were also stirring the pot by saying, well, actually, and what do you think about this? And because everyone had different opinions on what had actually happened at the end and what it meant and what a character's motivation was.
And so many people were shocked by my reading of the end, which was my reading of the end. I still hold true to that. But because it shocked people, I was like, okay, well, this is going to be a wild ride. And so then I just kept throwing out outrageous things, but would defend them. Like, I have a really great way of having opinions about literature, and because I know enough about, like, writing style and things like that, I can defend it, and I can, like, give reasons why I think that an author would have done something or what they were doing, and it can sound very convincing.
Even though you don't really care or don't really have that strong opinion.
Yeah. Like, I just think it's an interesting opinion, but I will... What is the phrase? I will ride that dead horse. What is it? Something about a dead horse.
And like beat that horse to the ground or something.
I don't remember.
Very violent.
Very violent. And like even after that podcast, like I knew that because there was a few times that you were like, Beccah, do you really think that? And I'm like, yeah, I really do. And I remember Catherine after that book club, she's who runs the book club. She was like, were you just stirring things to get people like upset about things? I was like, yeah, 100%.
Why do you do that? Why?
I love to play devil's advocate, first of all. I don't know if it's because I teach literature, so when in class I do it because I want people to think about it in different ways. And so like if my students have a really strong stance on something, I like to take the opposite side to see if they can argue it.
Okay.
And like sometimes in those discussions, like I think people just take like the easy, obvious answer. And I want to be like, no, it's too easy. You all agree on that, so I want to disagree.
That is very interesting.
I did it like at book retreat too. And I knew, I think one of the girls on book retreat kind of busted me too. Because I was ranting about something on book retreat. And I'm not going to bring it up yet because I will probably bring it up here in a little bit in the podcast. And I was like, I hate when this happens. And I hate when this happens. And then like later on the retreat, I was like, oh, like I love a book that does that. And they were like, didn't you say you hated that? And I was like, what are you talking about?
I never said that.
It wasn't you.
No, I'm saying you.
Oh, I was like, no, they were like, didn't you just say you hated that? And I was like, yeah, but when it's done well, I like it. Like I 100% got busted. Like someone caught me because I just like was making a good point. So I just like.
Of course you think it's a good point.
Right. All my points are good points. So I literally was just like, well, at that point I'd already made the bold statement. So I had to stick to it.
That is so funny. You'll just make strong opinions just to have opinions.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, it's not that I don't think about them. Like those thoughts go through my head. I just don't really like, they're not that passionate.
You just perform passion?
Yeah. It's fake passion. It's fake news. Fake news passion.
Well, thank you for getting that off your chest.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, I totally see it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good
She's never going to believe me again.
No, I'm never going to take anything you say about books seriously.
Neither is any of the listeners of the podcast. They're going to be like, wait.
She's just lying to us now.
So in the last episode, you said this. You can ask me and I'll tell you if I was.
No, you won't. You just said you got caught and you lied again.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is going to make me spiral.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Basically, I'm a liar. My book confession is that I just BS and lie to people about books.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. This is a safe space. Probably.
All of our listeners were just like, wow, I'm not going to take this person's opinion anymore. I'm not a liar.
Well, the reason that I asked the spur of the moment question is because I actually have a confession that I want to get off my chest for you.
Oh, no.
So,
is it something that I was really passionate about and now you're doubting, did I actually care?
No, I think you actually cared. So there was a book that you recommended in our spooky season reads.
Okay, hold on. Let me take this book away from my heart and I'm going to hold it over here as you attack it so I don't take it personal.
Now I have to stare at the book.
Yeah, this is a fake book in my hand.
Okay, well.
Because before you even say it, what if it's a heart book and I got to move it so you don't hurt me?
I don't think it was a heart book.
Okay, all right.
I'm
ready.
Hot Hex Boyfriend.
Oh, you didn't like it.
It's not that I didn't like it. I just have not. It's all me. It's all on me. And
yeah, that's right. It is. Because my opinions are so valid.
I recognize that it is on me that I have not had a great listening experience. I'm doing the audiobook.
I did warn you about that.
Don't love the audio narration.
Yeah, it's horrible.
But also, like, I think I had expectations going into it. And also, at one point, again, all on me, I was like sitting on my couch one night listening to it, and then I fell asleep and I woke up and it was like 20% further in the book. And I like had to go back to be like,
Did you go back? Is your confession that you didn't go back?
No, I went back. But at no point going back was I like, oh, I remember this. Because at no point during this book do I understand what's going on.
That sounds like a you problem.
I already said it's a me problem.
So
I think what I'm going to do, I'm not giving up on it.
Have you still not finished it?
I haven't. I got about like 50% in, and I think I have to DNF it, Beccah.
Okay, hold on though. I told you before you went into this book that the audiobook was horrible.
Yeah.
I also, because she's like real
Southern,
but like not like us. Just kidding.
They're Texan, but it's not quite authentic.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not a good Texan. It almost seems very, not fake, but very like performative. I don't know. Like it's the stereotypes of the Texan accent.
And I think that's probably what it is too. It's like a big family cast, and like there's supposed to be all this humor and the things that the family is doing and saying, but I'm so focused on the way it's sounding that I don't get the humor.
Okay.
And so I like don't really care about the characters. I don't understand the plot. I'm like, what's going on?
Okay. I will say though, the other thing about the book, which this is a critique on the book, okay? This is an opinion I think you will agree with. It takes a really long time for anything to happen. Like half of the book.
Okay, then maybe that's my thing, is that I'm about halfway and I'm like, I think I'm going to DNF it. So this is my plan. I'm going to stop reading it. I think I'm going to mark it as DNF on Goodreads.
It's putting you in a slump, isn't it?
Yes. I think this is what is starting my slump. But I'm going to come back to it next year in print.
Okay.
I think that's my plan because I know you really liked it.
But I liked, other than the voices of the audio characters, I liked the next door neighbor guy, and I loved the cat.
Oh my gosh, yes. That's the only redeeming part of this book
But
so
I
far.
liked him so much that like...
Question. Did you read this book in one setting?
Yeah.
I think that's my problem too, is that I keep going back to it in short bursts. And so it's been extra long.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been listening to this book for weeks, Beccah.
Yeah, I think it's your problem.
So I am going to revisit it, but that is my confession that you liked this book, and I'm gonna
We don't have to like all the same books.
DNF it.
We don't have to like all the same books.
She says with an expression on her face that makes me think she's lying.
I'm just kidding. Well, now we know. Okay, so this is a good place for us to do a challenge check-in.
Challenge check-in.
Because last podcast we challenged each other. She was going to read Lord of the Rings. She's going to start it, and I'm going to start Twilight. And we said that we do occasional check-ins, but I think we both have the same
status update.
Yeah.
And that have not started.
No. So I will say though, because I don't own Twilight, because I've never cared, and I don't really want to go buy it in case I don't like it. Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna get it from the library. I've still been waiting. For some reason, everyone's reading Twilight right now.
I mean, I wonder why. Maybe all of those things that we mentioned.
It's because it's the 20-year anniversary, I think. And because I wonder if some people read it for spooky season.
Oh, it's not spooky season, Beccah. It's hoa 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 season. And you don't even get it.
I don't know what that means.
You don't even get it. Hoa 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 hoa. Ring any bells?
No. Is it supposed to?
Yes. I mean, I guess if you haven't watched the movie.
Yeah, I've never watched the movies.
Okay.
So it is, I'm on a wait list.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't started it yet.
So update for me. I said that I was first in line for the library copy. I don't think we've talked about the Libby changes. Do you have thoughts on the suspend, unsuspend?
I do have thoughts.
Do you dislike?
Yes, I dislike it because I don't like the fact that when I unsuspend, I have to still wait sometimes over a week to get it. And I'm like, I unsuspended it because
you were ready.
I'm ready. And I can't I'm such a mood reader that it's not like I know in a week and a half I'm going to want to read this book. So let me go ahead and unsuspend it now.
Well, but then you could also get it the same day. I've had that happen to me.
Oh, okay.
I think the longest I've waited so far is a few days. But even by then I'm like, oh, well, my mood's kind of changed.
Right. Because
I don't
unsuspended 2 more spooky season books. I've been flying through them. Seriously, I'm reading so much spooky season books. And I need to just move on with my life. But I unsuspended 2 and I've been waiting again for like a week and a half for them.
Wow.
And so I'm like, this is dumb.
Yeah. I don't have strong opinions yet. I'm still ambivalent. I'm still like, wait and see. I understand why they did it. I understand people's critiques. But all that to say, I suspended my hold for Lord of the Rings because it doesn't feel quite time. I think I'd even wait till after Halloween.
I probably would. It would be a great November book.
That's what I'm thinking. I feel like that's the vibe.
Yeah.
So I'm going to unsuspend it post Halloween. That's my plan.
Okay. All right, that's our chicken.
Neither of us have done the assignment.
Yes. But we still sound like we care. So, in a few
just
episodes.
Sound like it. We don't actually.
In a few episodes, we're going to be like, yeah, I give up on that. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I won't. I do not.
Through.
I don't give up on a challenge.
Okay.
All right. It's time for one of our favorite parts of the show, our weekly reading roundup.
This is where we each share what we just finished, what we're currently reading, and what's up next on the old TBR. Okay, Beccah, what have you recently finished?
Okay. So I was reading this. I finished it because you did see on my Goodreads.
I saw your star rating. But for multiple reasons now, I wonder if you were lying.
I was about to say, you are going to not believe anything I said. But we'll get into it. Okay. So I read, this is one of my non-spooky reads that I read during spooky season because it was The Austen Affair by Madeline Bell. And it sounded really intriguing to me. Well, because it's about Jane Austen. So I was like, done. But I was hesitant to read this because it's a time travel book. True opinion, I'm not a big fan of time travel books. So that is true.
Okay.
Some of the things that I might have been ranting about at book club, I did have problems with them, but I didn't really care that much.
Okay.
So, let me read the description. All right, so The Austen Affair by Madeline Bell. 2 feuding co-stars in a Jane Austen film adaptation accidentally travel back in time to the Regency era in this delightful, clever debut. Tess Bright just scored her dream role starring in an adaptation of Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey. It's not just the role of a lifetime, but it's also her last chance to prove herself as a serious actress. No easy feat after being fired from her last TV gig. And more importantly, it's her opportunity to honor her mom, who was the biggest fan of Jane Austen ever. I mean, she hasn't met me, but okay. But one thing is standing in Tess's way. Well, one very tall, annoyingly handsome person. Actually, Hugh Balfour, a serious British method actor. Hugh wants nothing to do with Tess, whose Teen Choice Awards somehow don't quite compare to his BAFTA nominations. Hugh is a type A, no-nonsense Royal Academy prodigy, whereas Tess is big-hearted, a little reckless, and admittedly kind of a mess. But the film needs chemistry, and Tess's career depends on it. Sparks fly, but not in the way Tess hoped. when an electrical accident sends the two feuding co-stars back in time to Jane Austen's era, 200 years in the past with only each other to rely on, Tess and Hugh need to ad-lib their way through the Regency period in order to make it back home, and hopefully not screw up history along the way. But if a certain someone looks particularly dashing in those 19th century breeches, well, Tess won't be complaining. A wickedly funny, delightfully charming The Austen Affair is a tribute to Jane Austen, second chances, and love across the space-time continuum, which makes me want to go bleh.
And that makes me want to go eat it up.
That sounded like a Beccah sound effect.
I was channeling you.
Yeah. Okay, so at this book retreat, I was just...
How far in were you at this point?
60% probably.
That's pretty far.
Yeah. They had definitely already traveled back in time. And here's the thing. So usually if it's a time travel novel, I just don't really pick it up because it's just not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I typically don't really like them. They don't seem very realistic to me, which I mean, they're not. And some people like you just kind of like have fun with that.
I do. I enjoy time travel.
Yeah. They just kind of, they don't annoy me. I just like don't get into them very well.
Not your thing.
Not my thing. But like at book retreat, I leaned heavy into the like, I hate them. They annoy me.
Because you wanted to have a strong opinion.
Yes. Which, because I was having a strong opinion, but then people were having other strong opinions. And I was like, well, then I got to lean into my strong opinion. See, that's the confession.
At one point, Beccah, I thought you were in true distress talking about this book because you were so worried about how it was going to work out.
But that is true because that's what I don't like about time travel novels. I don't like the idea of being able to like change history by your choices and the characters not caring.
Mm-hmm.
That like, and I have to remind myself they're not real, Beccah. They're fictional characters. But it just annoys me. So like, for instance, I think I was getting annoyed reading this book. It was true distress. So see, it's what's weird because it was real. But was I leaning into it maybe more than it was really bothering me?
A little bit.
Probably.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember. But I do think I was in true distress because I was annoyed. I listened to the rest of the book on the drive home from the book retreat and I was like annoyed the whole time. I still ended up liking it, but the things that were distressing me.
Did they have a satisfying end to you, or were you still upset? Or do you understand what I'm asking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Both. So I would say
Okay.
that the ending, you would have been like, see, it was answered. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I do think that you would have.
I would have been fine with it, but you were still upset with it.
I was still upset because it didn't seem realistic. And
Well, it's time travel.
I know. I'm just such a realist. I'm not. As I like read fantasy, that's completely absurd. Okay. So without giving major things away, obviously the big thing, they go back into the Jane Austen time period. Okay. Here's a few things that like bothered me about this. One, she just like really doesn't care if they change history. And he very much cares because it's his family.
Uh-huh.
Because when they get thrown back into history, it's
Like his lineage.
It's his lineage because they're filming around where he's from in England.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets mistaken for like a
ancestor.
like a great, I guess would have been probably like an uncle. Well, he can't be like, no, that's not me.
Because I'm from the future.
Because I'm from the future, because no one's going to believe that.
Uh-huh.
So he just pretends to be this guy. But this is what I was distressed about. And this is real because honestly, it's like making me itch thinking about it right now. This ancestor was dead.
Yeah. Like actually, truly.
Like he truly died in the history of like their family.
And like Waterloo, right?
Yeah. And then they're like, oh my gosh, you didn't die. Like you can't, what? Like if your big concern is like, oh, we can't really change history. Well, you just kind of changed some major history. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes. And so the ending did and did not
No, because like
satisfy you.
I'm trying to think what I can say. Okay, so there's a lot of ways that they like try to explain it off. Some things are discovered, but not by everybody. Some things are believable, some things are not. It's kind of like things like that. So they just like find ways to kind of like play things off that would
it didn't like take it as seriously as you would have liked it?
I think that like for what, okay, because here's the thing. There's, like in some time travel novels, when they get pulled back to the real world, it's like none of it counted kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That is not the case in this story.
Oh, interesting.
So like there would have been remembrance of him coming back from war.
And that still bothers you.
And that bothers me because that's not true. It just like that distresses me.
I don't think it would bother me.
I don't think it would. I think you would have been okay with how it ended. And if you are not going to read it, I will tell you how it ends after the podcast because I don't want to ruin it for people. But I think what you are interested in is I still give it 4 stars.
I saw you gave it 4 stars. I was like, oh, she must have been so happy with the ending.
Okay, here's another bookish confession.
When you don't know what to give, you give 4.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes I go back. Like I just went back the other day and ranked something lower than what I originally put it in as.
I do that sometimes, like if it sits differently over time. Mm-hmm.
I have not changed this one. I think it's more probably like a 3.5 for me, but I'm always going to round up on Goodreads because you can't do half ratings, which I think they need to fix that. Come on, Goodreads.
Get with it.
Get with it. Like, how do we not have half-star ratings at this point? So it's probably more of a 3.5, but I round up to a 4.
I feel like that is very fair.
So, like, I didn't hate it. I did think it was fun. Oh, like another like thing. Okay, I'm not going to tell what happens, but like, I feel like this would be a fun little like, oh, okay, that kind of intrigues me. Like she meets Jane Austen in it.
What?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I think that's fun. But then there's some things that I always had problems with that. So there was things I liked. And then there were things that I was just like, ugh. But then I had to get over myself, I think. Because I think why I was having these big opinions, even at book retreat, is because they do bother me.
Yeah.
And I can't just like let it go and enjoy the book.
Which is interesting because I remember when you got this book and you were like, I don't like time travel, but I love Jane Austen. I don't know if I can get over this.
Yes.
But I want to read it.
And I think I don't know if I have. So I'm trying to have fun with the parts that were just like supposed to be fun. But I don't actually think I'm over any of the time travel stuff.
Well, I reckon I would read it.
Okay.
And I reckon I would probably enjoy it more than you because I don't have
So I can't spoil it for you?
No, I don't want you to spoil it. You know how I feel about spoilers.
Well, if any of you guys have read this book, will you please message me? Because I really want to tell someone who's read it some more of my actual true opinions that I just can't say to Summer because they'll be spoilers.
I think that's a good compromise.
Okay. Well, that's what I just finished.
I am scintillated by all of that.
Scintillated. What a great word.
Thanks.
Okay. What did you just finish?
The book that I just recently finished is called Heartwood by Amity Gaige. I'm going to go ahead and just read this setup for you. Ooh, I can already tell you I don't love the way that this is written, but we're diving in. Okay. Heartwood takes you on a journey as a search and rescue team race against time when an experienced hiker mysteriously disappears. An experienced Appalachian Trail hiker goes missing. She is 42-year-old Valerie Gillis, who has vanished 200 miles from her final destination. Alone in the wilderness, Valerie pours her thoughts into fractured poetic letters to her mother as she battles the elements.
I don't know what you rated it, but I'm going to say because there's letters, you probably liked it.
The letters were really cool. As she battles the elements and struggles to keep hoping. At the heart of the investigation is Beverly, also known as Detective Bev.
Why did you hesitate there? Also known as...
Well, I can't try to remember now. Is it Detective Bev or is it Lieutenant Bev? But it's Bev, and I love Bev. Okay. At the heart of the investigation is Beverly, the determined Maine State Game Warden, tasked with finding Valerie, who leads the search on the ground. Meanwhile, Lena, a 76-year-old bird watcher in a Connecticut retirement community, becomes an unexpected armchair detective. Roving...
Okay, that pulled me in.
Roving between these compelling narratives, a puzzle emerges, intensifying the frantic search as Valerie's disappearance may not be accidental. Okay. I feel like that makes it sound a lot more suspenseful than it actually is.
Okay.
This is definitely more literary, a little bit more like introspective, like the nature writing about the like hiking and mountains is very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a Read with Jenna book club pick.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know much about like Read with Jenna.
I don't know much about it, but I do get ticked off that it's on the front of a book cover.
Oh my gosh, yes. But that is a discussion for another time.
Okay.
I feel like she has a very specific taste, and like she picks stories specifically about women that I like get a feel for. So when I see a Read with Jenna sticker on a book, I'm like, okay, I have a feeling I know what type of women focused story this is going to be.
That makes sense.
And it's like 3 different women. Valerie, the missing woman, who we see through these like letters that she's writing to her mother. So like her experience as she's going missing, the detective Bev, and then the armchair detective, which is so fun. Yes, she's like very separate.
If you were one of these characters, which one would you be?
Probably Valerie. I'd probably be hiking.
I would definitely be the armchair expert over there.
And so the whole book, you're trying to figure out exactly how these different POVs are going to weave together, because you know they're going to weave together. Which, I mean, you know that Lena is trying to solve and like look into what's going on. She is so fun because she's like really online as this like retired older woman living in a community. She's like very online. And so she's like on message boards and things, like trying to find clues. So fun. But it is kind of like I said, a little bit more literary. I picked this up because I had heard it was a good comp to The God of the Woods, which was a big literary mystery last year and was one of my top books that I read last year. And so I was looking for something that had a similar vibe, and it definitely had a similar vibe. It wasn't a 5-star read like that one was for me. I gave this one 4 stars because I really enjoyed it. But I think it really tried to focus on like the relationship between mothers and their daughters in a way that didn't capture me as much as I think it probably would other people.
Okay.
But I really liked it. I liked the mystery. I liked the different POVs and how they intersected, or like as you were waiting for whatever the intersection would end up being. I did like the ending. So I really enjoyed this. And I think this is kind of a buzzy book this year that will probably be on a lot of like best of lists.
Okay. Questions.
Yes.
Is it scary?
Not really. And I think because it is a little bit more literary and like pretty writing, it's not really, I mean, like you're getting information about this woman going missing and her experience, but it's not like heart pounding, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. So this is the journey I went on as you read this.
Okay.
Like blurb. At first I was like, heck no. But it depends. I would probably need a spoiler.
Okay.
To read this one. I would need to know what happens to her, all of those things, before I think I would commit to saying like, yes, I would read it. I think this is a book I would have to know how it ends to be able to read it.
Yeah.
Or I would have way too much anxiety reading it. That was my first. But then you got to the letter thing and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. I also think I would love, like you say, like how pretty the writing is about like the nature and all that kind of thing. That's all up my alley. I like that. And I love the little armchair detective.
Yes.
That pulls me in. That intrigues me. That thinks like, yes, I want to read this. But I would have to have it spoiled.
Okay. I could spoil it for you.
Yeah, she wouldn't care.
I already read it, so I don't care.
Right.
I will say, too, this blurb doesn't really talk much about Detective Bev. Man, I can't remember if it's Detective or Lieutenant Bev.
Oh, Bev.
Because she's a park or a game warden. She is so cool. She's like an older woman who was like a first in her field to be a female game warden who like faced all this adversity as a woman in like the old men's club.
Okay,
and
that's cool.
She's such a really cool character too. And like the way she is trying to lead this investigation to find Valerie. I really liked so many parts of this. Do you know much about the Appalachian Trail? Okay. I love books about that. Like I've read one of my favorite.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. One of my favorite books I read last year was called Grandma Gatewood's Walk. Again, about a woman, an older woman, true story, nonfiction, who like honestly like made the Appalachian Trail famous because she
did it.
Great story. Bill Bryson, A Walk in the Woods, like lots of stories. I eat those up. I've even read romances where it's like a woman hiking and then like a park ranger.
Of course. I feel like there's a couple Netflix movies that fit that plot as well.
So that was the reason that I wanted to read this, the like hiking of it all. But then I really liked the female characters. That's what like kept me in it more so than the mystery. But then I liked the mystery too. So like this was a really good book. I liked it.
I do think I would read it because there's a lot of it that intrigues me, and I don't necessarily care about like the little bit of like, oh, like what's happened, like that doesn't necessarily scare me. I just need to know.
Yeah, there is a weird twist about this disappearance. Like it goes places that I was not expecting. So maybe that'll hook someone to pick up this book.
All right. Okay, I reckon I'll read it with spoilers.
I will gladly spoil. Okay, so that's what I recently finished. What are you currently reading?
Okay, so this is a fun one for me to talk about because I think it was like maybe our episode 1 or episode 2, you had finally won me over to read those cowboy romances.
Which cowboy romances?
Well, Delilah Sage.
Oh, yeah.
All the like Wild and Wrangled.
Yep. Done and dusted. Lost and lassoed.
Okay, I was about to be like Buck and Bronco. I can remember. I know they're all like, well, yeah, those kind of words. So you had worn me down, and I was like, okay, I'm going to read them. And then I thought they were fun. Like, I mean, I had some mighty big opinions about them too, but whatever. So she just released a book. When did it come out? Like
last month.
Like last month, yeah. Called Soul Searching. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna read it because it's her. But it was also, it kind of gives spooky season vibes, but it's not a spooky season book necessarily. But like the main character can talk to ghost. So
actually. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let me read it and then we'll talk about it. So this is Lila Sage, Soul Searching. She is who wrote all those like 4 of them.
Yeah.
Cowboy romances. Okay, so let me read this one. This is a long blurb. Oh my gosh, there's a read more at the bottom. It's not opening for me. Okay. Home is where the heart is, and this one is haunted.
Ooh, that's good.
The #1 New York Times bestselling author of the Rebel Blue Ranch series returns with a brand new story featuring a small town upholsterer in need of a fresh start, a photographer whose life has come to a screeching halt, and the supernatural forces that bring them together. Collins Cartwright does not want to go home. Sweetwater Peak, Wyoming, was supposed to be in her rearview mirror, but when she finds out a developer is trying to buy her parents' antique shop out from under them, she doesn't have a choice. At least, that's what she tells her family. They don't need to know that she lost her job and is out of money, or that the ghosts that have always been her companions have recently gone silent. But just because she's returned home doesn't mean she has to stay with her parents or crash on her twin sister's couch. Lucky for her, the new-to-town upholsterer has a room for rent above his store. Unluckily, it is absolutely crawling with more ghosts who are freezing her out, and Collins hates being ignored. Brady Cooper, I about said Bradley Cooper. Brady Cooper is absolutely and totally fine. Seriously, there's no secret reason why he decided to uproot his life and suddenly move to Sweetwater Peak. He just needed a change of pace. At least that's what he tells himself and everyone else. When he agrees to let the elusive Collins Cartwright stay in his spare room, he doesn't know that she is absolutely bonkers, constantly talking to herself and having conversations with no one, or that she looked like that. But as they begin to get closer, the lines between them start to blur, leaving both of them and the ghosts that have been pushing them together, wondering whether or not their temporary arrangement could be something more permanent. Okay, so not necessarily a spooky season read in the sense of like, oh, it's like Halloween in October and like there are ghosts. Like her and her twin sister, since birth have like seen ghosts and been able to talk to them.
Do people know this?
Her family, like her parents.
Okay.
But nobody else.
It was a secret.
Yeah. Well, it's, just like her parents. Because, I mean, they kind of seem kind of crazy. So here are some fun things about it that I think fans of the Rebel Blue series will like. Okay. I do not think these are spoilers. I think it makes it fun, and I think it will draw people in.
Okay.
So, the dad in the Blue Rebel series.
Harvey?
No. Is it like Amos?
Oh, Harvey's from another series. He was like the dad of a ranching family.
I was like, where did that come from? You were so confident.
I think that's the Elsie Silver series.
Oh, okay. You said Harvey? No, I think his name's Amos.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay. So the dad in the Rebel Blue series, his brother lives in Sweetwater Peak.
Okay.
But where the dad in the other series is like the loving dad and like he loves his kids and he's all whatever, his brother is like grumpy. And he's like 70. So he's like this grumpy, like curmudgeon guy who lives in Sweetwater Peak. And what's interesting is in the Rebel Blue series, he talks about his brother like leaving because his brother doesn't take the ranch. So like for his brother to be in this one is kind of fun.
That is cool, the connection.
Mm-hmm. But they're not like tied together really much in that way. Yeah. But it is like kind of cute because like at one point he's been gone and he comes back and she's like, oh, like, where have you been or whatever? And he's like, oh, I went to my niece's wedding in Meadowlark. And so that he was at.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's like little fun nods like that, but they're not necessarily interconnected. Yeah. But if you've read the other series, it's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's some of that a little bit. So there's the overlap between them that I think people who like the first series will love this. There is an appearance of one of the characters in the Rebel Blue series.
Ooh, I like how mysterious you're being about it.
I don't want to say it because
it's fun.
Yeah, I think it'll just be fun if you don't know. So there is an appearance of one of the characters that does overlap, and it's like so natural and perfect. So that's fun. So I think people who liked the original series will like that. The ghost. Let's talk about that really quick.
Ghosts bringing people together. I'm here for it.
Yeah. So she ends up, again, this is all like first, second-ish chapter. So kind of the plot starting points. The ghosts that she's been able to hear her whole life, for some reason, aren't talking to her. Like she can't hear them. And so she goes back home because of a lot of different reasons. But then she can see the ghost back home, but they still aren't talking to her. And some of them are kind of like not being mean to her, but like pushing things off of counters, things like that.
Cat.
Yes. Like just kind of like almost being like annoying because they're like kind of annoyed with her, but she doesn't know why because no one's talking to her and she doesn't know why they're not talking to her. Like she just doesn't get it.
Okay.
But the guy just keeps hearing her talking to herself, being like, what are you looking at? And he literally is like, she's crazy.
That's so funny.
So it's really fun. But he's like, he's enamored by her because, like, of course, she's like beautiful. And she's like kind of dark and mysterious. But he's like, but she's also bonkers.
Upholsterer.
Yeah.
That's so random.
It is, but it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah. And you figure out like why he's come to Sweetwater and all the things. That's all I'm going to tell you.
I'm
Unless you have questions.
Well, I 100% reckon I'll read this.
Mm-hmm.
I actually already own it. Mm-hmm. And I have a local indie shout out. I got my copy from Knight's Nook in Yukon, Oklahoma, which was one of only 2 local indie stores in the state that got the like pre-order to get a signed copy. And so I pre-ordered and I got my signed copy from Knight's Nook. And so I own it. It's on my shelf. I just haven't picked it up yet.
I do think that you'll like it just because you loved the Rebel Blue series so much. Is that what it's called? Rebel Blue?
Yeah.
I keep doubting myself every time I say that. And I just like, I think that you'll like it because of that. But they definitely feel different.
They do. Okay.
Than the Rebel Blue series in the sense of like, obviously like there's this like supernatural element to it, but it's definitely set up the next book's going to be about her sister. So you can tell.
Well, as soon as you said twin sister, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Who also talks to ghosts. So the next book is also going to probably have that element to
That's
it.
fun.
And of course, there's already like some characters introduced that I'm like, oh, okay. I think that's going to be her interest or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I do love the older brother, grumpy curmudgeon guy. Like, he's fun.
That's really interesting that he's like a foil to, I almost said Harvey again,
I
to
think
Amos.
it's Amos, yeah. I will also say, like, if you are like me and you love like dark and mysterious, like towns and gloomy and but not scary, but also like there is a lot of like old things, like they love antiques, and like he's an upholsterer who like brings things back to like their original glory. And her parents owned like an antique store. So like all of that was just like me. I was just like eating that up with a spoon.
It sounds like you are really far into this one. How much do you have left?
I mean, I'm basically done with it. Let's be honest. I've listened to most of this like in one. I've like just flown through it because I was very excited about it. Like I will probably finish it like on the way home tonight. So I'm basically done.
Okay, you're really close.
Like, I mean, you can tell from my energy about this.
Yeah,
this
it's fresh.
It's very fresh. I mean, I haven't got to like the epilogue yet, but I'm close.
How many pages are in this one?
She also, I just realized on the back, she has a playlist. That's fun. She's good about stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. 337.
Oh, that's not bad.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I could see moving through this quickly.
Yeah, but I have not done the, like I think I might have like one or two of their perspectives left and then the epilogue.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm basically done with it. So my mighty big opinions, I feel like are pretty set
in stone.
pretty set in stone on this one.
Well, it sounds so cute.
Okay. Oh, before we move on, there is one other thing that I can't let go of.
Okay.
With this book. And I think the world needs to know. Okay. If any of the listeners have read, what was the first one?
Done and Dusted.
Done and Dusted. And it's like the sister, brother's best friend. Okay. There is an interesting scene in that book where during one of the intimate moments, you warned me about it. Like,
I did.
You were like,
I think on the podcast I warned you.
Yeah, you were like, you're going to love this book, but I feel like you're going to want to know. He like spits whiskey in her mouth. Okay. You had warned me about it, and I was kind of like, okay, it's kind of weird. But whatever. I knew it was coming. And I literally was just kind of like, ewy, and then like went on. Okay. But then the other three books, there's no spitting.
No spitting.
No spitting. Okay. Well, guys.
Oh, no.
There's spitting in this book. It is steamy. So if that is something.
It alcohol related?
Nope. Just spittle.
I don't like that.
So there is an intimate scene. He just spits in her mouth. And you think, okay, that's gross. But then there's another scene.
And it happens again?
In a different way.
Okay.
But he asks her to spit on him. Is this a weird kink that I don't ever want to read in literature again?
It sounds like it.
Is Lyla Sage
She's got something.
Is she into a weird spitting kink? That is odd to me. Some of our listeners might be like, no, that's normal, Beccah. Well, it's not normal in my life, so it was very weird to read. Okay? And I think the world needs to know that.
Trigger warning for spitting.
Yeah, because you might think this book is so cute, and then he spits in her mouth and be like, drop the book. And be like, Beccah didn't tell us that he spit in her mouth.
Okay, we probably should put a spice rating on this.
Yes.
What would you say? Out of 5.
Probably a 3 or a 4.
Oh, wow. Okay. Pretty spicy.
Yeah. Because when they do, it's pretty descriptive. Like, I spit in her mouth.
I can tell that really bothered you.
So, I mean, I think someone spitting in someone's mouth takes it to a 4 spice level automatically. A 4 disgusting spice level. I literally like paused it and was like, ew, ew, ew. And then for him later to be like, oh, tell her to spit. I was like, ah! Again, this was a lot.
Okay.
But guys, don't let it stop you. It was cute. No ghost. No, that wasn't cute. The spitting was not cute. The spitting should be censored from this book. But the rest of the story was cute.
What a pull quote right there. The spitting should be censored from this book.
The spitting should be censored from this book. Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that you advised all of us.
You're going to be thankful.
Yeah. Now I know to prepare.
The same way that you were like, he's going to spit whiskey in her mouth. But it was weird. Didn't like it. But at least it was like a drink and I could see some weird cowboy thinking that was sexy. What? That's just straight spit. Okay.
I think we're going to have to let this one go.
Can I? I don't know. This is not Beccah riding a dead horse. What is the phrase?
I don't know. Beating a dead horse?
Beating a dead horse. This is not Beccah beating a dead horse and just pretending that she cares a lot about this. She does.
You are in distress again.
I am in distress. And I kind of forgot how much distress I was in until I started talking about it again. Because when you're in the moment, it's just you listening to the book. You're kind of like, ew. But then you start talking about it to somebody else and you're like, ew. Like that was more gross than I even remembered.
Well, thank you.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I really went off on a tangent there.
Hey, that is fine. Better to know.
I think you should always know. Okay. What are you currently reading?
Well, a pretty big left turn from that. I mean, a little left turn from that too.
No spitting?
No, not yet.
Oh,
not yet. So I'm currently reading The Love Elixir of Augusta Stern.
Okay. Is this that cute one? That cute book over there?
The cover is so cute.
Yeah, I couldn't see what it was, but the cover is very cute.
It's by Lynda Cohen Loigman. And it's a historical fiction.
Okay.
I don't read much historical fiction, but it is, here, let me read the setup first, and then I'll get a little more into it.
Okay.
The Love Elixir of Augusta Stern. It's never too late for new beginnings.
It's not.
On the cusp of turning 80.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I gotta stop.
Newly retired pharmacist Augusta Stern is adrift. When she relocates to Rolando Springs, an active senior community in southern Florida, she unexpectedly crossed paths with Irving Rifkin, the delivery boy from her father's old pharmacy, and the man who broke her heart 60 years earlier. As a teenager growing up in 1920s Brooklyn, Augusta's role model was her father, Solomon Stern, the trusted owner of the local pharmacy in the neighborhood and the neighborhood expert on every ailment. But when Augusta's mother dies and great aunt Esther moves in, Augusta can't help but be drawn to Esther's curious methods. As a healer herself, Esther offers Solomon's customers her own advice. Unconventional remedies ranging from homemade chicken soup to a mysterious array of powders and potions. As Augusta prepares for pharmacy college, she is torn between loyalty to her father and fascination with her great aunt, all while navigating a budding but complicated relationship with Irving. Desperate for clarity, she impulsively uses Esther's most potent elixir with disastrous consequences. Disillusioned and alone, Augusta vows to reject Esther's enchantments forever. 60 years later, confronted with Irving, Augusta is still haunted by the mistakes of her past. What happened all those years ago, and how did her plan go so spectacularly wrong? Did Irving ever truly love her, or was he simply playing a part? And can Augusta reclaim the magic of her youth before it's too late?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so automatically, I'm like, okay, it's historical fiction. So have you deep dived on what parts of this are real?
Okay, I believe there's an author's note at the end.
Okay.
And I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
I'm about 60-ish% done with this.
Okay.
And I will say, I started this a while ago, and I got like 5-10% in, and I set it back down.
Because you're not a huge historical fiction.
I'm not a huge historical fiction person, and sometimes it can be drier, slower, harder for me to get hooked. Well, I went back to it just a couple days ago and like gave it another shot, and I've listened to like, I'm doing the audiobook paired with the physical book, and I've listened to like 40-50% in a day or two.
Okay.
I'm back in, and it's historical in 2 different timelines. So it's the 1920s in Brooklyn, and then the 1980s in Florida, and this retirement community.
Okay.
And it kind of goes back and forth between the two, starting with Augusta in her 80s, and then kind of like flashing back to the 20s, explaining some of the backstory of why Augusta is like this kind of churlish and curmudgeon-y type of person now.
Okay.
And I think I started getting into it once it like got more into the Aunt Esther of it all.
Okay.
Because that is cool. I thought it was going to be much more witchy than it actually is, and it's not so much.
It's just more
witchy.
like apocalyptic, but like what that really is, not kind of this like spooky version of that we have now.
Correct. And
Okay.
it's like Aunt Esther came from the old world to live with them here in Brooklyn, and she has these like wives' tales and like
So I wonder if
old
she's
knowledge.
the real. I wonder if Esther's the real person in the story.
What do you mean by real?
Okay, because usually with historical fiction, some of the characters are going to be actual historical people that really existed.
No, I think this is purely fictional. It's just set in a historical timeline.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Usually there's something real about it.
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm pretty sure not this one.
I'm going to look it up. I will not spoil it out loud, but I'm going to look it up.
Okay.
What's it called again?
The Love Elixir of Augusta Stern. And so I also, it's like a romance, but we had this discussion at our book retreat of like, is something a capital R romance or not? And I think the romance is a little bit more of a subplot, because it's a lot about Augusta as a young girl deciding which path she wants to take, like where her allegiance is to her father, to her aunt. She's so interested in what her aunt is doing. And some of the stories of like the way that the aunt's remedies are helping people are so cool. I have not yet gotten to the disastrous consequences.
That's what I like. I'm intrigued. So much so that like it's going to end whatever was happening in her life.
And then we're going to see her 60 years on, and she's obviously still experiencing the aftermath of what happened in the 1920s. And so I love the retirement community, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Catnip. So it's been real fun.
Is it called catnip?
No.
You're just saying like
That's catnip to
that's
me.
catnip to you. Okay, I was like, that's why I thought you meant it, but then I was like, wait. Or is that the name of the sorry. That would be a really funny name for a retirement community.
Well, this name's pretty funny too. Rollintondo Springs.
Okay. Now, granted, this is an AI overview, so let's take that with a grain of salt. The character Augusta Stern in the book is inspired by a real person. Author Lynda Cohen Loigman's husband's great-grandmother, Goldie Augusta Stern, is what the AI overview says.
What?
This real-life woman was a pharmacist who, according to Loigman's accounts, I don't know if I should read this in case it spoils, because I don't know.
Okay, don't read it. But good to know.
And
I'm kind of mad at you.
Well, how would you have known that?
No, I'm mad that you're right.
Oh. But it does say while the character is based on the real Goldie, the novel is a work of fiction. But usually there is like a real inspiration for the person.
Yeah.
But I almost was thinking maybe it was Esther. So it's interesting that it is the Augusta. Character.
Which her nickname
Sorry
in
that
this
I'm
is
right.
also. Whatever.
I'm just so smart. I'm an armchair expert over here.
So what do you think? Would you reckon you'd read this?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I do like a historical fiction probably a little bit more than you, but still not one of my favorite genres. It has to be very intriguing for me to get pulled in, and they do usually take me longer.
Yeah.
Where I can usually read a book in a couple of days, historical fiction usually takes me a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Because they're slower, and until I'm bought in, I don't care as much.
Yeah.
But I usually want to know the story, so I don't give up on it.
Maybe that's the expectation I should have, is that it's just going to take longer.
It's just going to take longer. Because that's how I just have to think about it that way. It usually takes me longer to pick them up because I know this is going to take me about 2 or 3 weeks to get through.
Yeah.
Where I'm used to reading a book in a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
And so historical fiction is just a longer read for me.
It is.
Because until I care,
right,
it's hard for me to care.
Exactly. And that's why I set this one down for as long as I did. I will say the audio narration, because I'm doing both audio and physical, the audio narration is great.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'll read it. I actually I might read it pretty soon because I think I'm kind of intrigued about the like pharmacy part of it.
That's kind of why I picked it up now, because it felt a little spooky season, but well, like I said, I thought it was witchier, but it's not witchy. And even a character is like, "You're a witch," and Aunt Esther is like, "I'm not a
it's
witch."
because that's where a lot of that like derives from is like mixing herbs and all these things, and people who were uncomfortable with it were just like, "They're witches." Witch. Right by the snake. Okay.
Okay. So that's what I'm currently reading.
Okay.
What is up next for you?
Okay. What's up next? I think you have read this one. Well, we're both reading it for something, but I think you've already read it.
Okay.
So, okay. In a couple weeks. Oh my gosh, it's like 2 weekends away. We have our classics book club coming up. Summer and I both go to a classics book club at Second Story Books, one of our local bookstores. First Sunday of the month. It's such a good book club. It really is. The November read is Willowes.
Yeah.
You finished it, right?
I have finished it.
Okay. So I have to start it because it's like
what's coming up.
It's coming up, so I have to finish it. But it's super short. Like I think both of us usually do the physical and the audiobook.
Yeah.
The audiobook's only like 6 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
It's pretty quick. So I was literally like, okay, I don't even know if I'll get a chance to actually open the physical book. I feel like I'm just going to finish.
Which I did the whole thing on audio. I own it. It's a beautiful copy.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You and I both have this version. It's like the cloth covered classic.
So pretty.
It's so pretty.
Mine's real dirty.
Some great audio right there.
ASMR. Okay, sorry.
Ooh, that made me like, I didn't like that.
Okay, well, that's not how ASMR is supposed to make you feel. But yeah, it's a beautiful cover. So what's funny though?
Wait, tell me the setup.
Oh, I guess I don't know the setup. I'm gonna read it.
Oh, you don't want to know the setup?
I don't know. No, I'm gonna read it. I'm fine. But you guys know.
I mean, I can read it and you can plug your ears and go la 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 la, so that the listeners know.
No, I don't care. I guess. I'm just kidding.
You kind of act like you care.
So, because I'm about to finish Soul Searching, I went ahead and got this one on Hoopla. And because the Libby was like a hold. And so I was like, oh, it's on Hoopla, which is great. And I kind of like, by start it, I've listened to like the intro, like the maybe first chapter.
Okay.
But of course, I know nothing about this book. Somebody told me, and I told Summer, someone told me it was like a ghostish kind of book, which really got me pumped. And Summer looked at me and she was like, no. And I was like, are you kidding me? So no, I probably should know what it's about. Okay, hold on. Willowes.
I forgot to mention, and I think we'll again mention when you're talking about this, we have a through line of Jane Austen today. Lots of Jane Austen. There's Jane Austen in Love Elixir. Like at the retirement village, they have a book club and Augusta goes to it because they're talking about Sense and Sensibility.
Of course.
And like that's part of the plot. But I will let you read the setup.
So I'm assuming Jane Austen comes into Willowes as well?
Just a feeling.
Just gets referenced. Okay.
The writing in this feels like Jane Austen to me.
Oh, okay. All right. She can weave herself into my life in every area. That was weird. But I stand by it. Okay. So Lolly Willowes, Sylvia Townsend Warner. That's a.
What year was this written or published?
That is a good question. Let's see. 1999. It's
no.
That's what Goodreads says.
Maybe this edition, but like
I thought it was older too. Hold on. Okay, let me just look.
Because it wouldn't be a classic.
It's the 1900s.
That was only 26 years ago.
That's considered a classic now. We're considered vintage now. First published 1926.
Okay, that feels more right.
Well, I thought it was older too. So when I read 99, I was like, oh, that's more recent than I thought. But the little, like, when I say I've started this, I listened to like 10 minutes of it. It still reads pretty modern so far, though.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't challenging to read.
Yeah, I didn't pick up that vibe. So when I read it, I was like, oh, that's okay. So what did I say?
1926.
26. Okay. When Laura Willowes, which, by the way, can we just start calling me Lolly? I want my nickname to be Lolly, but my name's Beccah, so it'd be more like Bolly.
Your mind amazes me.
Yours would be Solly. Stolly, because of Stoltz.
Stolly. That's pretty good.
Lolly. Okay, I'm sorry. But her name's Laura.
Yeah.
And they call her Lolly. But it's because of Willowes, probably. It's probably.
No, it's because. Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
She
no.
so judged me. Remember, I know nothing about this book, okay?
No. It's because one of her nieces or nephews
calls her Lolly.
Couldn't say Laura. So they said Lolly. And
one of my nieces and nephews growing up called me Aunt Ducky because they couldn't say Becky.
Cute.
So it was Aunt Ducky.
That's very cute.
So, but no one calls me Ducky. Okay, sorry. When Laura Willowes' beloved father dies, she's absorbed in the household of her brother and his family. There, she leaves behind Laura and enters into the state of Aunt Lolly, a genteel spinster indispensable to the upbringing of her nieces. For 20 years, Lolly is neither indulgent nor impulsive, until one day when she decides to move to a village in the Chilterns, much to her family's chagrin. But it's in the countryside among nature where Lolly has her first taste of freedom. Duty-bound to no one except to herself, she revels in the solitary life. When her nephew moves there, and Lolly feels once again thrust into old familial role, she reaches out to the otherworldly, to the darkness, to the unheeded power within the hearts of women to feel at peace once more. Okay, so it is a little otherworldly.
Oh, it's for sure witchy.
Okay, so maybe when the person told me they went more witchy, but said ghost.
Yeah.
I wonder if they just said the wrong thing.
Maybe.
Because the person who told me has definitely read it.
Mm.
So, I bet you they meant witchy. Or maybe they did say witchy and my brain heard ghost. Also very likely. I'm kind of an unreliable narrator. We know this.
Yes, we do.
Okay. As my book confession told everybody. All right, so... But you know what? That blurb still doesn't really tell me a lot about it.
No, it doesn't.
Because, so, I know obviously it's what's coming up next, but in the first 10 minutes... I already know the dad's dead and she's about to go live with brother and his wife. Mm-hmm. So none of that's shocking.
So that, especially the beginning, is what feels very Austen to me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much commentary about her role in this family. Mm-hmm. And I loved that. Mm-hmm. It takes a turn.
Well, otherworldly turn.
A big otherworldly turn by the end. And so I have finished this. I have not rated it. I don't have formed opinions yet because I think I need to go back. I read this on audio, listened to it on audio.
Okay.
I want to go pick up my physical copy and reread the ending to really sit with it and be what? Because it takes a turn. And I think I like it.
You think I'm going to like it?
Yes.
I do love a good witchy turn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I whispered that. I'm very intrigued because I'm going to be honest. I'm a classics girl. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I was ever really familiar with this book.
I'd never heard of it.
I had never heard of it. It got put on the classics list and I was kind of That's fun, which is why I love being a part of a classics book club, because Catherine, who runs a book club, is really purposeful on like picking lots of different types of stories and not like the classics, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like there
yeah.
are some of that, but
It's
she
not just
also,
like the canon.
yes. And so, which, I mean, obviously this has been put into a leather bound penguin classic. So like people love it for it to be picked.
I think it's very notable because of all the things that happen in it. It's like, whoa, this was written and published and by a woman, and it talks about women's issues, and it
in
goes
1926.
places.
Okay, so a couple questions.
Okay.
Which I think might be intriguing for the reader. So you say it's kind of Austenish.
Yes.
Does it feel melodramatic like Northanger Abbey?
So I haven't read Northanger Abbey.
Okay.
I don't.
Does it feel gothic?
Yeah. By the end.
Okay.
The beginning feels more. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like
That's okay. I'll forgive you.
You are the Austen expert.
No one has ever said that to me, but thank you.
I'm still making my way through Austen's catalog because I've only read 3.
There's only 6.
I know, but I'm curious to see if you think that's an apt like comparison, if it does feel Austen to you.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so have you read any, I don't think it's going to sound like him, who I'm about to say, but I'm curious about like the witchy, otherworldly. Does it give you Nathaniel Hawthorne vibes? Have you read Nathaniel Hawthorne?
He wrote Scarlet Letter?
Yeah, but he did like a lot of like witchy stuff too.
I've read Scarlet Letter back in high school, but no, I haven't read any other.
Okay.
And I don't want to say much because I don't want to give anything away about the ending. I'm not going to say anything.
She's the worst.
You're going to finish this so quickly.
I know.
And then we're going to, hey, listeners, if you want to pick it up, you can read it quickly and then go to book club with us.
Yes. November 2nd. At Second Story Books, Oklahoma City. Come.
Commanding.
Come. Like I was going to try to be like a witchy, like we're drawing you in. Okay. I'm going to stop. Okay. What are you about to read? We're going to stop.
Okay. I also have a kind of spooky season read. This is probably going to be my last spooky season read of the year.
Boring. Still got a week of October left. Come on.
Well,
I'm just picking on you.
I'm genuinely thinking like, what else could I fit in? No, this is probably gonna be my last one. I have not yet started it, and it's not too long. I got the audiobook from the library. It's only 9 hours. That's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
But I previously mentioned this on our spooky season recommendations that this was on my TBR.
Okay.
And this is like, you're gonna hear this and you'll be like, oh, this is such a summer book.
Yeah, I already know.
It is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones.
Oh, I thought you had read it, so you haven't read it.
No. This is one that I've been looking forward to reading.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're reading it because, like, when you talked about it in those recs, I was like, the name is very intriguing to me. So I'm excited to hear you blurb it.
Let me read you the setup. Okay, a New York Times bestseller from Stephen Graham Jones, the master of modern horror.
Okay, well,
a New York Times bestselling author. Let's see, hailed by Stephen King as thrilling, literate, scary, immersive. That is equal parts psychological horror and cutting socio-political commentary about the American Indian experience.
Okay, everything I said, I take back. I'm not intrigued.
No. You are not going to read this. No. I have not read it because I've heard it's pretty visceral. And I like horror, but when it gets gory, that's when I check out.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a try. We'll see. I have read gorier things in the past and liked it. And I've heard this one is good. So I'm going to give it a try.
Okay.
I'm going to continue now. Okay.
I'm going to continue now.
This is a novel that is equal parts psychological horror. Oh, I already read that. Okay. For fans of Sylvia Moreno Garcia,
Well, okay.
And Tommy Orange. They will love this story as it follows the lives of 4 American Indian men and their families, all haunted by a disturbing, deadly event that took place in their youth. Years later, they find themselves tracked by an entity bent on revenge, totally helpless as the culture and traditions they left behind catch up to them in a violent, vengeful way. In this tale, Jones blends his signature storytelling style with a haunting narrative that masterfully intertwines revenge, cultural identity, and tradition.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Like, we know I'm not going to read it because it'll probably be too intense for me. But I do love the whole, like, that
Entity?
Yes. And that, like, indigenous entity in particular. Because we both kind of, like that. So that sounds intriguing to me.
It won the Bram Stoker Award.
Okay.
Like, it's very award-winning.
So
it's supposed to be really good.
Do you know anything about the author? Like
Stephen Graham Jones? Yeah, he's pretty prolific. He has had several releases.
Obviously not my genre, so.
In recent years that have been, like, eye-catching to me. Like, he recently released The Buffalo Hunter, I Was a Teenage Slasher. They're all kind of in the, like,
fun.
horror.
Okay, but I have a question.
Yeah.
So this title, and obviously The Buffalo Hunter, also makes me wonder, is he Native American?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know much about his bio, but a lot of his titles do tend, or they seem like they have a lot of that, like, indigenous native focus.
So I was curious if he was, or if he was just telling, like, an indigenous story. If that makes sense.
I think he is.
Okay.
I think it's more like own voices here.
Okay. All right. I love that.
Yeah. So I'm a little nervous if it's going to be a little too gory, too violent. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I think, honestly, because of your interest in this topic anyways, and I think that, you know, like we've talked about before, I think we may have talked about on the podcast that, like, a lot of Native American traditions all have, like, that figure that's kind of scary, that there's, like, lots of lore around. And I think that you kind of like that. So I wonder, even if this one goes a little bit more graphic in that, like, I think you might still be interested.
Oh, yeah. I'm very interested. And I will read it, and I'm
confident in you.
Off the mic, tell you everything that happens so that you don't have to read it and you can experience it and know it all too.
Yes, I love that. Because I do want to know. And gore usually doesn't bother me, actually.
Interesting.
For some reason, like, that's not what it is about spooky books. I think it's the intensity that gets me so worked up about a lot of, like, thrillers. And I don't like murder and stuff when it feels real.
Yeah.
Like if the hiking story, like, goes that way or something, I'm going to be like, it's like that's too real for me. Not that this wouldn't feel real, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So the gore won't freak me out about it. It might be, like, a little intense, but I still don't think I'll read it. I mean, the start of that bio was like, nope. All, like, my checklist of Beccah does not read. That was the checklist.
Yep. So I'm excited to pick that one up.
Yeah. So I reckon I won't read it, but I'm excited to hear about it because it does really sound like you.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're right. It probably sounds like even a little bit darker than you typically do. But I think because you like those, like, indigenous stories, I think you're going to like it.
And Wrecked for fans of Sylvia Moreno Garcia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is like, you're such a fangirl.
I am. And I've read a lot of rom-coms lately. I think I'm ready for something darker. Bring me down a bit.
Need to get depressed real quick.
Okay. Well, that was our reading roundup for this episode.
Woo woo.
Now it is time to move into our spotlight segment. And this episode, we're going to do a special little discussion about what our favorite books of the year 2024 were.
We know that we're about to wrap up this year. And so we were kind of like, oh, should we do our favorite book so far? But we were like, well, it ends in 2.5 months-ish.
We still have time.
And so we're like, let's wait. But then we're like, oh, we should talk about some of our favorites from last year.
Yeah.
So,
which it's been fun to go back and, like, look at what my favorites of last year were, because there have been several that I've by chance mentioned on the podcast, or I've like read a sequel that's been on the podcast, or we've talked about spooky books, and so I've recommended some of them.
You also read a ton.
I read a lot of books last year.
In 2024.
Yeah, I did.
I did not read. It was one of my lower years. I had a baby at the end of 2023. So like that was all postpartum and all those fun times. So like I think I like was like 50 something.
Which is still incredible amount of
books.
books.
It's still a lot of books, but I typically read a little bit more than that.
And I think last year was my highest ever, and I read close to 130 books.
She read a lot.
It's a lot. And I actually made the goal to read less books, fewer books this year. I don't know that I will achieve that goal. I've already met my Goodreads goal for the year was 75 books. I already met that a while ago. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think I'm at like 62 this year. With since I have 3 kiddos now, my book numbers have definitely went down. Because I guess I have to be a mother.
But I'll say that's still a lot of books.
No, I'm just being funny.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go kind of genre by genre and discuss what some of our favorite books of 2024 were. So to start off with romance. Beccah, do you read any romance in 2024?
Okay, so it was funny because when we were looking back at this list, I was actually shocked that I don't know if I read any straight romance, which is so funny because I've read so many this year. But I read some that probably are still considered a little fantasy, but I think they're so light fantasy, like I'm going to put them in the romance section just so I have something to put here. So a couple of my favorites would have been Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross, which was the sequel to Divine Rivals, which I did think Divine Rivals was the superior of the 2 books, but it was still like a really nice wrap up. And I still liked the second book. A lot of people did not like the second book. I do think that it wasn't as good, but I did like it. That'd probably be like my top in that genre because I just didn't read a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
How about you?
So I read a lot of romance last year. Typically my highest genres are romance and mystery. Like mystery thriller. So last year I read, some just like big old bangers. Like, well, okay. Sorry.
That's not even why I was laughing. I just thought it was funny.
I read Funny Story by Emily Henry. Loved it. Check and Mate.
Oh, Check and Mate.
By Allie Hazelwood, which is her only YA.
Yeah, and it's so good.
So good. Honestly, one of my favorites of hers.
Yeah, I read both of those this year. And it probably won't end up being one of my top books just because I've read so many good ones, but Check and Mate it might be one of my favorite of Allie's.
So good.
So good. I loved it.
Hello Stranger by Catherine Center, which I mentioned in the last episode. And then a couple historical romances, because I don't think we've really talked much about historical romance on the pod yet. But last year I read some really good ones. Never Rescue a Rogue by Virginia Evans. And that's actually
kind of cute.
It's number 2 in a series, and it has like big Bridgerton vibes.
Okay.
Like if you like the Lady Whistledown of the Bridgerton, pick this one up. So cute. And then a novella called A Holiday by Gaslight by Mimi Matthews, which Mimi Matthews, this is the first that I read by her, and it was so good that I want to like be a Mimi Matthews completist now. It was so good. And she's known for writing like
Can you say her name one more time?
Mimi Matthews.
Oh, I like how you say
Isn't that a good name?
Such a good name.
But she's known for writing closed door romance.
Okay.
But it was just precious little like Christmas novella.
Yeah, so like that's a good thing with romance. I think we probably should get like a little bit better on giving spice warnings for romance. Ruthless Vows, very closed door. Yeah, for sure closed door. I'm trying to think like how many scenes are even in. Like I would say like one little flame maybe.
Which Rebecca Ross in general typically.
Yeah, she's pretty closed door. So same thing with like I at least know with Check and Mate because it's YA. It's pretty
like fade to black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, which I will say Emily Henry tends to be a little bit more open door.
Yeah, but not
like,
crazy.
Not crazy.
Usually maybe like I would say like a 3 out of 5. Do you think?
Yeah. I would say like at most a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, maybe even a little less.
Catherine Center, again, more closed door. She's known for not really having many, or Fade to Black.
Okay.
Historical, you never know.
You never know. It could go either way because Bridgerton is all.
Right. And so that same one, the Never Rescue a Rogue, I think, oh gosh, it's been a year and a half almost since I read it, so I can't remember off the top of my head. Probably
But no spitting in people's mouths?
Not that I can remember.
So, I mean, really, guys, if that is the rating standard here, none of those include spitting.
That is so funny. Okay, so that was romance. What about just like general fiction?
I think we both read the same one, and because we kind of both wrote ours down, and I'm seeing it on both of our lists. Remarkably Bright Creatures.
So good, by Shelby Van Pelt.
Probably my favorite book of the year. It's bold because I did read some really good fantasy, but probably my favorite book of the year.
So good.
It's so good.
And getting a movie adaptation.
I know, I can't wait.
Coming out soon with Sally Field. Yes. I'm so pumped. I hope it's a good adaptation. Yes, we both read that one. And then you read some other ones.
Okay, so these other ones, I kind of put them in general fiction because we didn't have like a YA or like
young
readers list. But like my son is in the age where I'm reading him a lot of stories. And guys, I loved, they were so fun. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, obviously. And Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. They were so fun to read. I love them. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, I think, will probably surprise people because if you ever watch the movie, it can be kind of creepy. The movie is creepy. Like, there's like a child napper in it. Like, it's kind of terrifying. None of that happens in the book. The book is much more like, because you know the author of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is who wrote the James Bond stories.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So, it's very like spy-like in there.
Really?
Like the car is alive and all the things, but there's like robbers, and they find in a cave like the robber's stash of guns and bombs and like it.
What?
So it's very like James Bondish, which is not what the movie did at all with the story.
That's so interesting. I've never read either of those. I've only ever seen the children's movies.
But and also there's a great audiobook of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang with David Tennant. It is probably one of the best audiobooks I've ever listened to.
Wow.
He is so fun listening to him. And because it's like that like middle school and like the way that Fleming wrote it, it's like he does like a lot of like exaggeration, or it'll be like stop. And it's like all this like, but David Tennant doing that, like chef's kiss.
Wait a second. Why are you selling me on reading Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
You should. You should. Everyone should. It's so good. Literally one of the best audiobooks I've ever listened to. I loved it.
Wow.
Because David Tennant is also just a great voice.
Yeah. Oh, he's so talented.
Yeah. You should listen to it.
Oh,
I'm sure it's like 5 or 6 hours, if that.
Wow. Okay. I think I will pick that up.
Okay. Sorry. I went off about that, but.
No, that's okay. Some other general fiction titles that I read last year: Calling for a Blanket Dance by Oscar Hoekea. So good. So good. And then I know I've mentioned on the pod before Claire Pooley books. I love her. She's a British author. Her stories are all set in London. But last year I read How to Age Disgracefully.
Ooh, I like that.
So fun. It's about like a bunch of elderly characters at this like senior living center. And the senior living
it's a
center,
theme today.
I know, is like under threat. And so they decide that they're going to try and save it. And they have to like pair up with like the children in the daycare at the like community center, and
that's
like
so cute.
The start of the book is them getting pulled over by the police in like an activity bus, and it's like the daycare children and the old people.
I love that.
And the police comes over like onto the bus and they're like, we're looking for our suspect, and there's like multiple people on the bus. They're like, you're looking for me, no you're looking for me, no you're looking for me. So good. Love
that's
that
cute.
I want you to read Claire Pooley.
I know.
Want more people to read Claire Pooley because I feel like not a lot of American readers have.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I had never really heard of her until you like start talking about her a lot, but she's on my list because I know you love her. So, okay, fantasy. Next genre. I read a ton of fantasy,
and I did not. I really only have Heartless Hunter, which I've talked about on the podcast already.
Because she read the sequel this year, right? That was the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Witch.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to go into any like blurbs on these, but some of my favorite fantasy last year: Kingdom of Ash, which was the last book of the Throne of Glass series; Warbreaker, which is a Brandon Sanderson novel; Tress of the Emerald Sea, which is a Brandon Sanderson novel, which is kind of like funny because I have not read a ton of Sanderson, but both of those were fantastic.
And ended up on your favorites
and
list.
ended up on my favorites list. Tress of the Emerald Sea is such a good, like, if you don't want to go into the whole like Cosmere of Brandon Sanderson, Tress of the Emerald Sea is like so good. It's a good segue.
I think that is one that I will pick up before any others.
I think that it was his take on The Princess Bride.
Oh.
But it's like she is the one who's going to save the guy instead of the way around. So it's very, very cute.
Very cute.
And then I know there's been some controversy with Harry Potter this year, but I did reread all the Harry Potter series last year, and Goblet of Fire will always be one of my favorites of those two. So,
interesting.
yeah, I love. And some people hate Goblet of Fire. It's one of my favorites. I love it.
Huh. Okay.
So,
what about mysteries? Did you read any mysteries last year?
I read one, and I'm going to put it on here because I love a good Agatha Christie novel. I read The Body in the Library. I wouldn't say it's my favorite of hers, but I'll give her a little shout out. I'm more of a Poirot fan and not a Miss Marple fan.
Which I feel like is pretty commonly.
Yeah. Because Miss Marple is more just like, I love that she's like this old busybody, and I like all of that about her, but I just think Poirot is like
the better detective.
He's just because he gets to actually be more of a detective.
Yeah.
But yeah, so The Body in the Library. It was good though.
Okay. My top was God of the Woods, which I mentioned
earlier,
which that is a very like literary mystery. I've had some friends read it that didn't love it, but they were expecting like a thriller mystery.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not like that. Love that one, God of the Woods. I also read My Murder, which I don't remember the author of that one. I'll have to link that in our show notes.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a little bit more like speculative mystery, maybe even a little sci-fi because there's clones. Loved that one.
Okay.
And I want more people to read it so I can talk about it with someone because it was so good. What about classics?
Okay, so I was classics heavy last year, which is no surprise for me. I think it's funny. I've been really like romance heavy this year, but last year it was like I leaned into my classics because, you know.
You are always consistently reading classics though, right?
Yes. Okay, so Persuasion will probably always be my favorite Austen, which is a hot take for some people because a lot of people don't like Persuasion. The Awakening, one of my top 5 favorite books of all time. Mrs. Dalloway, which I've also mentioned both of those on the same episode in our podcast. Both 2 of my favorites. And then Their Eyes Were Watching God.
Is that Zora?
Zora Neale Hurston. Oh yeah, sorry, Mrs. Dalloway is Virginia Woolf. The Awakening is Kate Chopin. And then Persuasion is Jane Austen, obviously.
The only one that I read last year was Persuasion. First time I had read it. Loved it.
We actually read it for a book club.
Well, I didn't. I read it in December. And then that was kind of like the impetus that started Classics Book Club.
Because that was this year.
You told me, in January, Second Story Books is doing Persuasion. And so I had just read it.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. And that's what started my whole goal for this year was to read more classics. And I've definitely accomplished that goal because that was the only one I read last year.
That's a reread for me every year. That's one of my heart books. But yeah, I forgot. So then I've already read that again this year because I reread it for classics.
That's so funny.
Book club, so.
Okay. Nonfiction.
I didn't do any.
So I told you classics are my goal for this year. Last year, my goal was to read nonfiction because I don't or didn't typically reach for those. And then it ended up having the top book of the year being
I already know what it is.
Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer.
Which we've also talked about on the podcast.
We have.
Because you read it. Yeah, I read it this year because it was your top book. See, I do read your books.
You do. I have never said you.
Well, you kind of said. You kind of said. In our challenge, you kind of said, Beccah, I read your books. So let it be known.
You have read one.
Okay, fair enough.
So
touche.
Braiding Sweetgrass, top book of the year. But I also read so many other good ones. Atlas of the Heart by Brené Brown. I think last year was the first year I really started digging into Brené Brown books, and I have now read most
I've not read her yet. I
books.
own that one.
It's so good.
That had a big moment at our book retreat.
It did have a big moment.
It had a big moment. Atlas of the Heart was a big moment at the book retreat.
Worthy of big moments.
Yeah.
And then one of my other top books of the year, which I don't know that I've ever told you about this one. Good for a Girl by Lauren Fleshman.
Mm-mm.
So it's kind of memoir of this woman who is a professional runner.
Okay. Well,
You don't love memoirs.
I like memoirs. I don't like running. I like memoirs.
I feel like you have said you don't.
Was that a hot take though, where I just like said it and then defended it?
Were you lying?
No, I like memoirs because I've said that like one of my favorite things about Braiding Sweetgrass was that it was kind of memoir-esque.
Okay. Yes, I do remember that. Okay.
But maybe there are some memoirs. Sometimes they're kind of like historical fiction for me. Like it takes me a little bit more to pick them up, but I tend to like them.
Yeah. Well, this one is excellent.
Okay.
And I recommend it for anyone that either works with like a coach or a teacher, anyone that works with young girls or girls of any age, any athletic ability, or parents of girls that might someday do sports. It was so good. It talked all about, well, her experience, growing up as a runner, her experience as a professional runner, but it also really talks about some of the like challenges and things that impact female athletes across the systems of sports.
Okay, see, that's interesting to me. The rest of athlete is not interesting. This is probably why you think I don't like memoirs, because you've probably explained some to me and I'm like, meh.
No, not gonna read it. I think you would like this one. Okay. It's another one of those that like almost like burns your blood a little bit, because it's all about
burns your blood.
You
laughed at me for saying riding a dead horse, which is also very awkward. But burns your blood. I don't think that's a saying.
I reckon it is. Heats your blood? I don't know.
Get your blood boiling?
Yeah,
that. Okay, we got there.
But it's like about how basically women's sports exist because they were like copied off of male sports models. And like to this day, the majority of like coaches of women's sports are men. And like,
so it's a good feminist novel. Okay, I'm in.
Men and women are different biologically. And like,
what? I'm just kidding.
And so when there's female athletes being trained on male standards, it can lead to all sorts of like injuries and things that are career ending for women, but wouldn't be for a man. And it was so good.
Okay. I love that. Like, I could see why you like it.
I'm shaking.
Yeah, I can see why you like that.
Thinking about reading that book. Oh, so good. Okay. And then I think our last genre that we had on here were series.
Yeah. We just thought like, I read a ton of series last year. And so I was just going to give a couple shout outs. Like obviously the Crescent City series, which is Sarah J. Maas. Some people don't love it as much as the other two. I'm a big fan. And I will go to the grave on that one. I did reread the Harry Potter series, which I mentioned. I also read Throne of Glass series, which was my first time reading it, which is also Sarah J. Maas. The For the Wolf, I don't know what that series is called, the Wildwood, something like that series, but it's For the Wolf and For the Throne. I read both of those. And then the Cruel Prince series, and then the Chronicles of Narnia. Reread those.
You read a lot of series last year.
And those are some big series.
Yeah. And like big books within the series too.
Yeah, because Crescent City is only 3 books, but they're like 1,000 pages each.
That's crazy.
But then obviously the Throne of Glass series is like 8. I think 8 books.
And they get bigger and bigger and bigger as it goes on.
Yeah.
I haven't read most of those.
I know.
Yeah. Series I read, the Three Pine series. I had started that before.
Yes, which that's the one you want me to read.
Yes, the Louise Penny books. I had started before, but I did read a bunch of last year. And that book number 9 in the series, I think it's How the Light Gets In. Again, one of my top books of the year. So good. And then the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver.
This is like Harvey. Those too. Yeah.
Harvey. I read all 5 of those. I loved 3 of them.
Yeah.
2 I didn't really care too much
I remember
for.
you telling me about that. Like there were a couple you were like, yeah.
No, yeah, they were fine. They were fine. But the like highs of that series were high enough that I really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so little hot take real quick. What was your least favorite book of the year?
Okay, this is not even a question. there's one book that I read last year that I'm like still mad about today.
Okay.
And that was Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent.
Never heard of it.
It's like an Irish crime drama kind of thriller book. And I was like and I was like, oh, I think I know where the author is taking this. And it was dark, so dark.
Okay.
I was like, holy cow, I can't believe there's like so much really bad stuff happening to these people and like kids and like a lot of darkness in this book. And then the ending made me so mad. Not my friend in this book.
Oh, okay.
The ending made me so mad because it like undercut what I felt like had been building the entire book.
I hate books that do that.
And some people are like, wow, it was so bold for her to do this. It made me so mad.
Yeah.
Some people love this book. Like a lot of people love this book. I'm still angry about it though.
Yeah. So for my hot take on the two, I have two probably that are real low for me. And everyone gets mad at me about it.
What?
The first Cruel Prince.
Oh, I did know this about you.
Yeah. This is an ongoing bit almost in our book club.
It is. Because it's some of their favorites.
It's so many of their favorites. And I just think it's just mid. I just don't think it's that great. People still say mid. I don't know, but sure.
Well, and you don't love that the character has a tail, right?
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah. Okay, so
but
that's
you know what? Maybe he's going up because he doesn't spit in anyone's mouth. Okay. And then my second one is the first Throne of Glass book. I also think it's kind of trash.
I also knew that about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is another recurring bit. We have like a Throne of Glass jar.
Yeah, like because every time they bring it up, I'm just like, ugh. And they're like, Beccah, jar.
Are you going to do your impression? I'm like...
Oh, I was like, wait. I am just like the best assassin in the world. I'm only like a 16-year-old girl, but no assassin is as good as me. And all these men don't even compare because I am the best assassin. But I also love beautiful dresses. And I love to get dressed up and like flirt with these boys that I don't actually want to be with because like the love of my life before the book opens had already died. But, well, I mean, it's only an opening. It happens before the book.
I know. We've had this fight before.
We've had this fight before. It's not a spoiler.
I'm just, you can keep going. This is the longest I've heard in a while.
Yeah. So I just think, and then everyone always says, well, she was like a 17-year-old girl when she wrote it. Okay. Well, then that explains why it's kind of trash. Like, no offense. Like, I love Sarah J. Maas. Some of my favorite books ever. Name my kid Reese. Okay. Mm-hmm. But it's not her best book.
I have not read it, so I have no opinion. It's
very Hunger Games vibes-ish, where it's like a competition of assassins, and whoever wins becomes the king's assassin. Mm-hmm. And it's all these like,
oh, I know the setup of it.
Assassins, but it's just like
I just enjoy it. I'm the best assassin ever.
Best assassin in the world, and nobody is better than me. Like, I weigh like 100 pounds, and I'm beautiful, and I love pretty dresses.
And you take down big men.
And I take down big men. Which I mean, like, okay, girl.
Power to you.
Yeah. I love a good, strong, independent woman.
Just not that one.
She just annoys me. But she grows on me as the series goes. The series does grow on me. I don't hate the entire Throne of Glass series.
Well, like you said, was it Kingdom of Ash? That was one of your top of the year. So
Kingdom of Ash, I think, is probably one of her best books she's ever written.
Wow.
But Throne of Glass is not my favorite of the 3 series, which is also a lot of people get mad at me about that. Oh. Like, we can have different opinions, people. Mm-hmm. Differences of opinions. That was hard for me to say. Yeah, I'm an ACOTAR girly.
And I have only ever read ACOTAR, so I can't say definitively which is mine. I will someday.
I think the reason people like Throne of Glass is because you get so many characters' perspectives, and then ACOTAR you basically just get 2.
Yeah.
Until you get to Silver Flames, but
yeah.
So.
Okay. That was a lot of books.
It was. Sorry, guys.
And so many good books. I mean, obviously they were our favorites last year.
Obviously we're a little biased.
But.
Okay, well.
Okay.
That's it for this episode of I Reckon I'll Read It. Thanks for listening and joining in on our bookish discussions.
If you enjoyed our podcast, please take a moment to rate and review us on whichever platform you're using to listen. That will help us to grow and find more people to talk books with.
And connect us on social media. You can find us at I Reckon I'll Read It on Instagram.
Well, today we're going to cut and run. So join us next episode on I Reckon I'll Read It.
Bye.
Bye.